Look, if we're going to do this, let's do it properly.
You want to look at the money? I find it always calms me.
I'm not the key. I don't open anything anymore.
Osiris, here lies the warrior of the people. Let her cross over!
This is deep stuff, Willow. We're talking about raising the dead.
You play for kittens?
Cup of tea. Almost got shagged. Cup of tea.
It's fucking fantastic.
I love that sound.
Arg.
Hello. Welcome to Beer with Buffy. I'm Rex.
I'm Josh.
And today on Beer with Buffy, we are reviewing Season 6, Episode 18, Entropy.
Yeah. Don't forget to review us on iTunes. It's one of the best ways you can support our podcast. Also, we like it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We like it. We'll read your review on the air, unless you explicitly ask us not to. If you ask us not to, we won't.
Never happened before, though.
I'm just, we would.
Yeah, we would. Not.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That thing.
Yeah, we don't have any new reviews. We do have a trip to Mordor from Crystal River Sam. We are not going to get to them this episode. We will try to get to them next episode.
Yes. Speaking of Crystal River Sam and the rest of our doodle-doos, we have doodle-doos. Executive doodle-doos.
Fucking executive doodle-doo, Rex.
Yes. Actually, I have a very valid question. We've never actually discussed this, and the context has never really came out in full. But do we both? Because I consider all of our fans of the show doodle-doos, and then these are the executive doodle-doos.
Sure, that makes sense.
I just didn't know if that's how you thought about it.
I've got chicken brain. I don't think too hard about these things.
Yeah,
Rex.
it's just
I let you do all the thinking for me.
It's see a doodle-doo, fuck a doodle-doo, right?
Sure.
That's chicken brain.
Yeah, I'm just eating my own poop and eggs and enjoying life over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Our executive doodle-doos are as follows. Krista Bear. Joshua, what are you doing, Joshua? Tinkadoodle-doo. Pixie Dark. Elon, but not that Elon. Tracy Kidd. Rub my nipples and say my name, Sex Poodle.
Wow.
Monica Fonseca Excelentes. T-Suba Spike. Audrey, 2 French last names. Check out my band Cryptids. Nathan Lancy, Dulcinea, Rachel Doodle-Doo, Seal Hole Emporium, Mr. Tabalicious, Sandra Craig, Jay Sommer, Karen Moon, Pat Likes Turtles again, Two-Tone, Magister of Many Monikers Gnome, Kelly MC, Jesse Rain, Alex from the Heart, and Carrie Phillips. Thank you so much. Without you, this show literally is not possible.
Yeah, I know it's gone through so many iterations at this point that it's unrecognizable, but Crystal River Sam is the same person as Two-Tone Madam of Many Monikers.
Yes.
Something or other.
I love that because we have fans who change their names, there's not really any strong continuity to our Patreon list.
It almost sounds like we have different Patreons every single episode, but it's largely the same group.
It's funny to me because this is a problem we ran into specifically with our musical episode because we had the Patreon list in the actual as song lyrics.
Yeah, one of the most questionable decisions I possibly made for that episode, but it was fun.
It was. As cruel as I personally find it to be, it is funny that people keep changing their names. I just, struggle sometimes.
Yeah, I had to throw one in vocally in between songs because we got a new Patreon after the music had been finalized, and Adam would have murdered me. I already made him rewrite it a little bit once, and he was not happy.
Yeah.
As one can imagine.
Exactly.
He even had music written out for the actual synopsis part of the mom synopsis.
Holy shit.
I kind of shat on it because I changed it.
Oh.
He was like, well, it's just all fucked now. It's all fucked. I'm like, that's okay. Just vamp behind it. And he's like, God damn it.
And the lesson is maybe if you can avoid making a musical episode, avoid making a musical episode.
Or don't.
Or don't. It was a lot of fun. It was just also a lot more work than our episodes ever should be.
Or find somebody who's extremely talented but also extremely cheap and has kind of low self-esteem. And then let them borrow your car nearly indefinitely. And
hey, he's paying for it now.
make sure that you're also their supervisor at work. Once you combine all of these...
Once you combine all of those, you got him by the tits.
Yeah, by the tits. Absolutely. Which is problematic with him being my employee.
Yes.
Nevertheless, you got to make sacrifices for your art. You know?
Anyway, speaking of art, or, not art, on to a mom synopsis.
Joshua! What are you doing, Joshua? Openly attempting to curse my ex who never loved me. Oh, Joshua! It sounds like you're trying to avoid accountability and are ignoring the nuance of what people are telling you. Of course I'm not. I'm just making sure all of my friends know that I'm the better person, they should take my side only, and that all of her efforts made absolutely no difference because if I didn't prioritize my vindictive nature, then who will? Oh, Joshua, I'm so proud of you. You have been listening to me all these years. Oh, no. It's not like that. I'm not doing what you do. Of course, Joshua. You're nothing like me. You're a perfect little woke mafia angel, aren't you? Hey, screw you for judging me. I'll judge you right back. Yes, eye for an eye, Joshua. Very mature of you. You're just a scared little boy. Oh, yeah? Well, why do you think that is, huh? I think you know the answer to that, Joshua. Well, it's not my fault. Chip off the old block. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, you know. I don't want to hear any of this. I don't want to know any of this. I'm leaving. Where are you going, Joshua? You're going to abandon me so you can bottle up all your feelings instead of sharing them and making a secure bond with your caretaker? Damn you, woman. Damn you. Because today on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, two big breakups of the Scooby Gang converge. Anya attempts to use her friends to manipulate them into wishing a torture spell onto Xander now that she's a demon again. Spike continues to try to convince Buffy that his love for her is real and that she's not being honest about her feelings for him. Xander accidentally discovers a hidden camera in a lawn gnome in front of Buffy's house, leading Willow to discover a massive network of spy cameras on all of their personal spaces. The trio are cooking up some new plan that involves a hidden location in Sunnydale when they're tipped off to Willow's discovery. Both the trio and the Scoobies witness the aforementioned convergence of breakups on camera in the magic box as Anya drunkenly betrays Xander with Spike, who is ironically the only one who seems capable of connecting with her emotionally, seeing as he's a soulless demon. Buffy also scoffs at Spike's speed of moving on from her. Meanwhile, elsewhere, a forgiving and emotional Tara desires to reunite with Willow and doesn't have to tell her twice. The end.
Ladies, gentlemen, spiny-headed looking creatures. As soon as the sun goes down, as soon as the sun goes down, vampire. Competition is a beautiful thing.
Cold open on the graveyard, which we get an opening to this episode that I was not expecting.
Oh,
and
the trio actually doing something?
Yeah.
That's almost cool?
Yeah.
For starters.
Yes. But also, it makes me wonder, why the fuck haven't the Scoobies gotten some fucking ATVs or some shit?
Because Buffy's working fast food to pay for stuff.
Right. She hadn't had the wherewithal to blackmail the Watchers Council like she should have.
Right? Yeah. I'm assuming she's just paying for utilities and the house is paid off or something. Because otherwise, they'd have lost the house a long time ago.
There's no way that house isn't paid off. It'd have to be.
Yeah. Even just paying the land taxes, though, and utilities would be an undertaking on a fast food fucking budget.
Yeah, no shit.
But that's not this episode. Or is it?
That is not this episode. No, we open on the trio chasing a pair of vamps on ATVs through a graveyard. Actually, it's shockingly badass. And they have like big wooden stakes strapped onto the front of their ATVs.
Yeah, they grew a pair. until one of the vampires throws a branch at them and knocks one of them off of the...
Specifically Andrew.
Oh, was it Andrew? Okay.
Yeah.
And then that makes, I think, Jonathan, or was it Warren, swerves into a gravestone.
Warren swerves into a gravestone, and Jonathan... I didn't see what Jonathan did.
I think he just stopped because those two both got knocked over.
Oh, yeah. That's possible. But, well, Jonathan and Andrew end up running into each other.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's what stopped Jonathan.
Because, like, they both careen off the little, like, road there.
Yeah.
In the graveyard, and then run into each other, and it flings them both off the ATVs.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they all just kind of crash. Jonathan jumps up saying that the vamps have some disc that they need, apparently.
We need that disc. And I honestly was thinking a 3.5-inch floppy disc. But no, it's better than that.
Yes.
The vampires
it's
pass.
More like a coin, really.
Yeah, I think they're going for a Indiana Jones reference here.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Turns out, though, they don't need to chase the vamps. Buffy's got them.
Yeah, because they run through a gate where Buffy starts kicking their asses, and Warren stops Andrew and Jonathan from following them, and we see this weird spirally disc that looks like it's made out of bronze or copper or something, and it falls to the ground near the gate, where Buffy struggles with one of the vampires while Spike sweeps up the other one and holds him by the collar. He offers to take care of him for Buffy, but only if she tells her friends about them. She's like, yeah, whatever, do whatever you want. They love me because I tried to kill them last week, and they're totally cool with the abuse, so I think they can handle it. And Spike's like, yeah, whatever, and he drops the other vampire as she's walking away from him, and he's like, then why won't you sleep with me again? And this makes the other vampire turn around and go, Murr?
Yeah.
He does a full-on Tim Allen.
Yeah. It's so incredulous that even the vampire's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, at the very least, he's got that confused dog look on his face. And Buffy uses this moment to stake him from behind. Giggity. And she's like, because I don't love you. It's full-on trailer trash argument. I love it to death.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, hell. Sitting there. I'm like, I think you're trying to convince yourself more than anybody else, bud.
Yeah. Cut to Xander at home, sad, drinking, alone, very, very mopey, until suddenly he's not exactly fully mopey. And
oh my God!
Decides to leave the apartment.
It's so mopey. It's like cringy, gross mopey. Like the way he's drinking his beer and just leaving his lips totally wet from it. I was like, oh my God! Lick your lips, get a napkin, anything. Just take the camera off of him. You know what?
For fuck's sake, why are you sitting on the floor?
Oh, was he?
You have a whole apartment with a couch.
Yeah.
And like a lounge chair, dude.
Yeah, I think he's being he's punishing himself by he doesn't deserve to be comfortable.
Give him 10 years and sitting on the floor will be the worst decision he makes of the day.
He's probably pretty close as is. Well, he's probably only late 20s here.
Yeah.
Nicholas Brendan, anyway. Yeah. Okay.
They'll get him to mid 30s or later.
Yeah.
And once you're mid 30s, just avoid sitting on the floor.
I mean, I can sit on the floor just fine, and I'm 40.
Well, lottie fucking da, Josh.
I'm a freak. I know.
Fucking show off.
I ran 2 miles last night. Go fuck yourself.
No, I think my lower back and my knee joints, aside from the fact that I did a lot of mountain biking in my early 20s, which fucked up those things, but also like I spent my entirety of my childhood sitting on the floor playing with Legos. So like I've not been kind to my lower back and my knees.
Right, yeah. But also your legs are weirdly disproportionate to your torso.
Yes.
So
yes,
might have something to do with it.
Maybe. All I know is sitting on the floor sucks, which is why sometimes having a bunny that I want to pet and cuddle who won't get on my lap also sucks.
Yeah, leaning over to pet that bunny is a lot of work, surprisingly.
I usually just lay on the floor.
Anyway, so is Xander verifiably in his apartment here? Is he out of the hotel room?
That is his apartment.
Okay. Yeah, he's pathetic and depressed. He puts on his coat suddenly and he leaves.
Yeah, no idea where he's going, but turns out that Anya is outside lurking about doing her angel impression.
She's a lurky girl.
Yeah. And she sees him leave and...
God damn it, Xander. Don't you know?
How mad I am that you left me at the altar.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually am looking forward to getting back to Angel next week.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Anya spies on him from some bushes. She's probably naked under that trench coat. Who knows? He walks down the street, and I'm just like, damn, never piss off a vengeance demon, bro.
Right?
Current or not.
Granted, he doesn't know that she's a vengeance demon.
He knows she used to be a vengeance
but
demon.
yeah, like
She's an ex-vengeance demon.
yeah. For fuck's sake, she invited a vengeance demon to the wedding.
Yeah.
And like,
I don't see what the problem is.
honestly, she'd have been better off if she hadn't become a vengeance demon, as far as like getting vengeance. But
Oh, right.
that's a whole.
Yeah, it would have been easier just to go to Halfrek.
That's a later.
That's
episode.
that's a whole different
later in
bag
the
of
episode
kittens.
conversation. Opening credits.
And we're in a college hallway.
Yes, you see Sunnydale, where Willow pretends that she just happens to run into Tara as she gets out of class.
Yeah, Willow's full-on stalking Tara, and Tara is loving it.
Yeah, she finds it endearing.
Oh, yeah. Tara clarifies that her friend from last episode is just a friend.
Yes.
And Willow didn't even have to bring it up.
Right.
Tara just knew what was bugging her.
Tara definitely realized that Willow was there because she actually specifically says, maybe you can stick around this time because last time you ran the fuck off.
But also we watched Tara watch Willow walk
Yes.
away last episode as well. But
This scene, this whole scene of these two being awkward and cute and obviously so into each other.
oh yeah.
This is the definition of adorkable.
Yeah, and Tara's just like, man, I shouldn't have made out with that other girl in the hallway. How dare I? Now I have to break up with her. And so now Tara's lying to Willow. No, none of that's true.
No
None of that's
lying
true.
here. They're being honest. They're being open. And Willow, in a cute, awkward way, asks her out for coffee. And she says yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, come on, you two. We're way past this. You've played with each other's vaginas. Okay?
The thing is, though, like, they're A, young, and B, like, this is a big deal relationship for the both of them, and they're still very in love with each other, and they want to fix it, but they're also terrified of fucking it up.
Sure.
I totally see where they are.
Yeah, but, you know, they need to get shit moving because we don't have a lot of time before Tara gets shot. So,
They don't know that.
yeah, I think deep down they've got a clue. So they need to get their shit together, all right? Get your shit together.
Have you noticed that there's been kind of a trend in this show that there can only be one okay relationship in the show at a time?
If that.
Oftentimes there's no okay relationship, but if there is an okay relationship, there is only one okay relationship allowed at a time. That is why I think that anything happening with Buffy and Spike and anything happening with Xander and Anya had to go to shit because they couldn't have either of those relationships be good if they wanted Tara and Willow's relationship to start getting better.
Right, yeah.
So they had to work on the ratio. So all of those relationships had to go to hell so that these two could be better.
I'm absolutely on board with that, but also I'm going to postulate the argument. I don't know if I just used postulate correctly.
You
but
did.
Cool. The argument that this episode is where the show jumps the shark only in terms of the relationship arcs. I'm like, all right, this is getting silly, but also awesome because jumping a shark is awesome. And I hate that term.
I'm not sure. Let's revisit
Yeah,
that at the end.
we'll revisit that.
Revisit that at the
That's
end.
an end of episode
Yeah,
conversation.
Yeah.
But-
Because I'm curious about more on that.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure I quite get what you're saying, but I want to.
So yeah. Willow and Tara are getting their shit together right here in the hallways, getting down, getting jiggy with it.
No.
Anyone can
They
join.
just ask them out for coffee. That's it.
Skirts up, no panties. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I went too far.
At least you can recognize sometimes when that happens.
You know, it's their fault. Well, they should have like found an empty practice room or something. Maybe a chemistry lab.
They're not music students, for fuck's sake.
Oh, like an empty chemistry lab or something, you know, because their chemistry here is about to blow
Yes.
each other.
No.
Cunnilingus.
You're really fixated on that.
I really am attracting the lowest common denominator here.
You are. Hey, at least you're doing it with self-awareness in mind.
Woo! I'm winning.
Well, if this guy wants to fight with weapons, I've got it covered from A to Z. From axe to the other axe. I'm fairly certain I said no interruptions.
Cut to apparently a street in Santa Monica. I had to look it up because I'm like, this isn't a set they've used before. No, it's actually just a street in Santa Monica.
Yeah, it's a real street now that you mention it. Huh. Didn't notice that. Well, because they keep using that city set that's just, you can only shoot it from so many different angles before it just looks like the same set every time.
But you have Buffy and Dawn walking down the street. They're having a sister's day out. And I like that we're seeing that Dawn has come completely clean with the shoplifting thing. And she's owning it, like actually maturely owning it.
Yeah.
But they're out and about, and
nevertheless, Buffy's ruthlessly mocking her for stealing a mother of pearl toothbrush.
To be fair, though, like they're both being appropriately sisterly about it.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
There's some mocking, but it is lovingly.
It wasn't too far.
No,
absolutely.
It wasn't too far at all. But I did like that Dawn stole a mother of pearl handled toothbrush, and Buffy's like, even when you're being a rebel, you're still just a square.
Yeah,
because you know what, oral hygiene is very important to Dawn.
It is important. She's not wrong, which is why I'm terrible at it.
But brings me to one of my quotes of the day, and this isn't really a funny quote, but I just liked it. And Buffy says to Dawn, "Guess this is kind of a lame sister's day out, huh? I make up for trying to kill you by taking you to the places you can't go in." And the best part, though, is that Dawn's like, actually, no, this isn't your fault. This is my fault that I stole from all these places. This is on me.
Yeah. She did try to kill her, but she also was poisoned and out of her mind.
Yeah.
And still managed to save them while under that poison. So really, Buffy did the best she could, even while she's trying to murder Dawn. But still felt bad about it.
Yeah.
Like you do.
Exactly. And she is trying to make up for it. I'm really enjoying that their relationship is healing.
Yeah.
And I hope it stays in this state for a while, at least longer than an episode, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And I also liked that when Dawn says, "I'm going to pay everything back," Buffy says, "We'll pay it back."
No, it's the other way around.
Oh, did she say you'll?
No. So Buffy says to Dawn, "We're working on it and we'll pay it all back." And then Dawn stops her and says, "I'll pay it back."
Really?
And then Buffy's like, "We'll work something out."
Okay.
But Dawn specifically says, "No, I will pay it back." She has taken complete ownership of the situation.
It's not how I remember it, but I'll take your word for it. I didn't document it particularly well. Yeah, so these two, they're just eating each other's shit today. You know, I guess when you beat up your little sister and hog tie her in a basement to be eaten by a fucking demon, you get a little lax about some light shoplifting.
Yeah.
So they head on over to the pet store to eat some puppies. I'm sorry, to torture some puppies. To look at some tortured puppies.
Yes.
To monitor the torture of the puppies to make sure they are being tortured correctly.
No. Wrong TV show.
Oh, fuck. Well, you know what?
You've been watching too much Dexter.
I'm done. I'm not even trying anymore. I refuse to try.
Honorable mention of a line here when Buffy is like, what about the pet store? You couldn't have stolen anything from the pet store. Deadpan Dawn replies, "Pocket full of goldfish. It didn't work out."
Yeah, that was a good one. But she was just kidding. Yes. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We all know she actually did it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. A sick bitch. Love it.
It's a great scene, though, and I like seeing it.
It's a nice scene. I don't know that I'd call it a great scene. It's a nice scene.
Okay, it's a nice scene. It's a nice scene with good acting.
It's a great, nice scene.
Yes.
Great for a nice scene.
Okay. Can we move on now?
No.
Please?
I would like to beat this dead horse for a while.
Can you do that on your off time?
No.
And you want to talk about doing voicemails as bloating the runtime?
So cut to the trios.
The dead horse is bloating, Josh, and it is bloating our runtime.
That's correct, Rex. Cut to the trio's basement, where Warren does not get acid thrown in his face, and I'm not sure how.
Right?
Because, boy, did he deserve it.
Yes.
Because Warren's rushing and harassing Jonathan, who is doing a good job of standing up for himself, but not quite good enough, because he's still there.
Right.
But as Warren rushes him, Jonathan makes an excellent jab at Warren. He says, I do this wrong, it's going to surge and we'll be deader than an ex-girlfriend. And Warren's like, what the fuck did you just say to me? And Jonathan doesn't miss a beat, snapping back. He's like, just let me work.
Jonathan's failure in this scenario is sunk cost. He knows he needs to get out.
Yeah.
Everything is too far, but he feels that he deserves to get something out of the situation.
Yeah.
And it's like he's too unaware of how horribly manipulative Warren is.
He's stuck in that trope of a mindset where he's like a gang member or part of the mafia who's like, just one more job and I'm out.
Yeah.
I just want to get out. But I just got to do one more job. And yeah.
And Warren is on an impressive level manipulating Andrew to pin him against Jonathan as well.
Sure. I mean, Andrew seems pretty easy to manipulate, honestly.
Right, but
you still need some skill with it.
Yeah.
Warren assures Jonathan, after calling him short round, that he'll be, which that's another Indiana Jones reference.
It
I
is.
don't think that was a mistake.
No, unquestionably not a mistake.
Not even a little bit. Assures him that he'll be able to afford any tropical island he wants after this. And Jonathan just wants to be done after this. Warren has an aside with Andrew, who is feeling bad, hard air quotes, for Jonathan, which of course Warren says is a weakness, and assures him that they don't have to trust him much longer. And Warren tries to reference the expiration date of the milk in the fridge to...
Yeah, I didn't get this at all.
Well, he's trying to reference it in regards to their timeline of getting rid of Jonathan, and Andrew takes it too literally. So, to be fair, Warren said it in a really weird way, so it wasn't super obvious. I didn't get it either at first. So it really wasn't Andrew's fault there.
No, I don't think it was.
But I don't think that's what the writers were going for and intended with this moment.
Right, they may have clevered too close to the sun.
Yeah.
Unless
they were trying to make Warren look like an insufferable try too hard.
Which he is.
Which he also is, yeah. So, it could go either way.
Or, it's both.
Absolutely. Two things can happen at one time. And often do.
Yes.
So, cut to Xander's apartment.
Where Xander returns home. Apparently, I guess he's just been out all fucking day.
Yeah. Doing God knows what.
Yeah. No idea. Anyway, he arrives home to find Anya. He tries to explain things, and he almost looks like he's doing an okay job.
Yeah.
Almost.
Mm-hmm.
And then apparently he remembers that he's Xander. And goes, I don't have my foot in my mouth up to my knee. I should fix that.
Exactly. Because he doesn't have a good explanation for what he would have said and done sooner if he'd been more self-aware.
Right.
And she directly asks if he wants to get married, and he hesitates far too much for comfort.
Right.
But then finally he gets around to saying, someday, when we're ready, yes, very much, which just isn't good enough for Anya. Which is her right. I don't think it's fair, but it's her right.
It's obvious that the only thing he could have said in this moment is yes, and then the marriage was happening right then.
Yeah, the only thing he could have done in this moment was to betray himself and not be honest about his feelings. And that was just never going to be... It was a lose-lose situation for Xander here, which is why it's not fair. He obviously still wants to be with her, What's the big deal about the marriage? She's putting way too much importance on a piece of paper. But he's doing it too. If Xander wants to keep her, he should just say yes and do it. But she should also be able to say, okay, fine, as long as you want to be with me, that's what's important, not a ring and a piece of paper. So they're both assholes.
This is precisely the moment when a couple goes to fucking therapy together.
Right? Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
So Anya turns to face the camera away from Xander, and Xander says, I wish things could just go back to how they were. And her face goes all demony, because the end of last episode, she gets her job offer back from De Hoffren. Yeah. And she tries to curse him, but it's not working. She's saying all of these wishes that are cursy, and she's like, I wish you were never born. I wish you felt the pain of 1,000 searing pokers boiling your heart in its own juices. And he doesn't understand that she's literally trying to curse him and not just venting. And then her face returns to normal, and she turns back around to him saying a few more things. She's like, I wish you lived in a state of constant panic. I wish you had tentacles where your beady eyes should be. I wish your intestines were twisted into knots and ripped apart inside your lousy gut. Leading up to a quote of the day for me, Xander says, they are. Anya says, really? Right now? God, yes. It hurts so bad it's killing me. I love you. I want to make this work. Those are metaphor intestines. You're not in real pain. Metaphor intestines. Great line.
It really is.
And she runs away. And he's trying to call her, but no luck. Cut to a restaurant.
Yeah, where Anya is having coffee with Helfrich, telling her how she's so angry at Xander and wants to curse him, but she's tried and she can't. And Helfrich points out that a vengeance demon cannot enact justice on their own behalf. They are specifically there to wish vengeance on the behalf of humans.
Yeah.
Which, makes sense.
I don't see why she couldn't have used Xander's actual wish that he wishes things could go back to the way they were. I mean, I guess she was never fully happy with that either, though.
Well, the thing is, though, I would argue that chances are that is not a wish a vengeance demon can cast.
Yeah, I was just going to make that own argument against myself. So you got there first.
It also makes me wonder, I'm curious of how much does a person need to know to be able to make said wish? Could you write it down and hand it to somebody? Do they need to know the target? Does it need to be is it just the physical words that need to be said? Or does there need to be an actual intention behind the wish?
It seems like it does need to be spoken. And I think it does need to be spoken by somebody who knows the target. Otherwise, she could have gone to any random asshole on the street and shown him a picture and said, I need you to wish ill on this person.
Right. What's funny is if I were in the show, I'd be the perfect mark for Anya, because all she would have to do is write down I wish and whatever she wants the wish to be, and then say, hey, read this quietly to yourself, and I would fail to do so and read it out loud.
But I don't think that's how it works. That doesn't seem to be... Otherwise, I think Anya would have gone there, or Helfrich would have recommended it, and it also would have been a hack writing technique. So
yeah.
I like how they went about it. This is a very entertaining scene that follows from this moment. Anya is talking to Helfrich. Helfrich reminds her she can't make wishes on behalf of herself. Maybe someone else could make the wish for her. She's and I love that Helfrich is so unapologetically evil.
Right?
I hate it, but also I don't begrudge it of her. She's just being herself.
Yeah.
She's doing her job damned well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's being honest about it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And you know what? If you're going to be evil, be honest.
Be honest about it.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's why we like Spike.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Anya, for the most part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Frankly, it's ludicrous to have these interlocking bodies and not interlock. Putrefying diseases. It'll make you blind and insane, but it won't kill you. Light a bunch of candles and have sex near them.
So far, I like it.
Please remove your clothing now.
Cut to Buffy's kitchen.
Cut to breakfast. All of the breakfast. Every bit of breakfast you could have ever needed.
Yeah, there are multiple types of syrup.
Yes.
I can honestly say I've never been offered multiple types of syrup.
There's pancakes, multiple types of syrup, apparently eggs, and Buffy like brings several boxes of cereal to set down on the counter.
You know what? I honestly can't count the number of times that someone's like, let's make pancakes. And nobody thinks ahead of time, do we have enough syrup? And they pull out a bottle of syrup that's only got like an inch left in the bottom. And they're like, we can spread it around. And I'm like, no, we fucking can't.
That is not how syrup works.
That is not how this works. You have just ruined breakfast and my entire day. I will be angry about not having enough syrup for hours. And then I will bitch about it on a podcast years later.
You know what I often end up doing when I'm like, oh, I want pancakes, and I realize there's not enough syrup?
You go buy some?
No. I just make caramel sauce because I always have sugar on hand, and it's really easy to make.
I was going to say you squeeze your cat and you get some out of the cat.
What?
Edgar's magical and creates syrup, yes?
No.
The bunny then must.
Edgar creates hairballs, and the bunny creates small round poops.
All right, what about the spouse? Does the spouse create syrup when you squeeze them?
No.
All right, well...
Nobody anywhere creates syrup when you squeeze them.
It sounds like you need a suckle of my magical nipples, Rex. Because they, in fact, create pancake syrup.
Well, good for you.
It's artificial flavoring.
Nope, that won't do. I buy real maple syrup only.
Well, there's no pleasing you. Obviously, I'm lying because I never would have had this scenario where there's not enough syrup.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, no, I had the modification done because... You know what? This is an episode about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We don't need to talk about my magical syrup nipples anymore. We did need to talk about it, though.
All right, God damn, let's move on. Anyway, Buffy apparently is the embarrassing mom who tries too hard, and she is really overdoing it. And Dawn is, I guess, worried that the overboard bit is about guilt, but Buffy assures her that it is not about guilt. I don't know that I agree with that, but when finally asked what Dawn wants, Dawn specifically says, instead of trying to hang out with me all the time, how about I hang out with you? Let me go patrolling with you. And
yeah, because she's an adrenaline junkie, it turns out.
I mean, makes sense to me.
Absolutely. She's bored.
Yeah.
The girl needs some goddamn entertainment, and she knows where to find it.
And Buffy's response, of course, is, no, that's dangerous. You don't need to be that close to danger. Quote of the day here, to which Dawn replies, which would be perfectly reasonable argument if my sister was chosen to protect the world from tax audits. But see, my sister is you, and dangerous things that want to kill me seem to find me anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Buffy still shoots it down, even though she points out, as we've been pointing out for a while now, Buffy and her friends went on patrol when they were Dawn's age.
Absolutely. Dawn needs to learn how to defend herself. Stop being a helicopter parent. Yeah, Buffy suddenly turns into the lame, overbearing mom that she just accused herself of being and refuses to take Dawn out patrolling because it's too dangerous.
And she specifically had issues with her own mom over the same fucking problem. Because
she's just turning into Joyce.
Because Joyce was super overprotective of Buffy after finding out that she's the Slayer.
Have you tried not being a Slayer?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, but Buffy's word is final, and Dawn's like, nah. So cut to a coffee shop or whatever. It is actually a coffee shop.
Yes. This is the coffee shop where the adorable continues.
Indeed. Willow regales Tara with stories of Scooby adventures that she missed, specifically the one from Double Meat Palace with the old lady who had a big snake on her head. Quote of the day. Willow says, if I wasn't gay before, And she's referencing the big snake on the lady's head being very penis-like.
Yes.
Because it's a snake. Okay.
It also had a penis-like head to it.
Yeah, it did. It did, now that you mention it. Okay, so...
I honestly think the writers wrote that line because they were self-aware enough of the effect and like, no, that definitely looked like a penis.
Yeah. Jerry over here in props.
Yeah.
He likes to make things look like penises, and we're never going to let him live it down. So Anya comes in and says, hey, you're lesbians, right? You hate men, so that'll be super useful for me. And cue a ridiculous montage of Anya trying to trick all the Scoobies into cursing Xander.
Yes.
But none of them are falling for it, and I have some highlights of the chicanery.
Go right ahead.
Okay, great.
Because I started writing things down, but I'm like, I'm just going to write montage here, and I know Josh will have it covered.
Yeah, there's a lot. We can't do it all, but we're going to do some of it.
Yeah.
So some of my favorites here where Buffy says, I don't think he could feel any worse. Anya says, let's test that theory. Cut 2. Buffy says, Anya, Xander's my friend. I know what he did was wrong, and if it had happened to me, Anya says, wish his penis would explode? Cut 2. Dawn says, I never use that word anymore. Coagulate? Inferring that she had just been talking, like making very graphic, detailed suggestions.
But no, Dawn learned her lesson, doesn't use the word wish anymore. Which,
right?
Like,
yeah.
Good on her.
Good. Next, Anya says, tell me more about wishing Xander's guts and brains would go kablooey. Dawn says, I didn't say that. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. I heard you. I swear I didn't say that. Didn't say what? Anya's just going fucking bonkers here. She's going...
My favorite part of this whole sequence is A, Anya is still very plainly Anya, and B, how does nobody not stop and think, Anya's being very obviously trying to get us to wish bad things about Xander.
She's being a little extra Anya-y today.
Yeah,
I think Buffy got the idea at least. The rest of them were just confused. One more. Tara says, well, I guess it's natural for guys to be interested in... Anya cuts her off. God, what kind of lesbian are you? If you love men so much, go love men. As Xander approaches Anya and Buffy outside the house, Anya storms off complaining that everyone loves him, even after what he did to her, and Buffy is smart and keeps Xander from going after her.
Yes.
Xander is frustrated and kicks over the lawn gnome by the tree. Buffy doesn't even recognize this lawn gnome. She's like, where the fuck did that even come from? And Xander's like, oh, look, there's a fucking camera in its head.
Yes.
And his first thought is, gee, who's obsessed with you, stalks you constantly, and isn't getting laid?
I want to know how anyone actually came to this conclusion, because obviously if it were Spike, it would not have been a lawn gnome outside the house. But also, like, they have had enough issues with the trio at this point.
Yeah.
Like, they should have been able to put that together immediately.
It's dumb. It's a reach. It doesn't fit Spike's MO even a little bit. He's not a tech nerd.
Right.
The most we've ever praised Spike for being keeping up with modern times is, like, I feel like in one of the first episodes, he understood that telephones worked or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. I forget what it was.
The point is, though, it's not Spike's MO. And the one time Spike had anything to do with technology, Warren was behind it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, like,
he hired Warren to make the Buffy bot.
Why the fuck would they jump to this conclusion? It's utterly fucking ridiculous.
It's poor writing in this moment. Yeah. But whatever. It moves the plot forward, so I'll forgive it kind of.
Kind of.
Only kind of. Yeah. So cut to Spike.
Yes.
Where Buffy takes the camera to him and hands it to him, and he's legitimately confused looking, which he's good at. He could be lying, but he should be legitimately confused. Sure, he's creepy, but he's not much of a tech nerd, which obviously we already covered that. Buffy says, oh yeah, because you don't kill or lie or steal or manipulate. And Spike says, I don't hurt you. And She ludicrously agrees with this logic. I mean, maybe he doesn't mean to hurt her, but he often hurts her.
And also, like, he's literally punched her in the face multiple times?
Yeah, well,
Like-
obviously he means emotionally. So, yeah, he's constantly manipulating her.
Yeah.
So maybe it's fine because she likes it and knew when enough was enough and when to stop. It was kind of like she was addicted to a drug.
Yeah.
Her relationship with Spike. And so he tries to tell her how real his love is for her, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it doesn't matter, bro. She tries to apologize for not loving him, but it's too much for him. And he's like, get the fuck out. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's real love.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so in love. Look how in love you are. Fucking dick.
Yeah. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Then we cut to
The
Magic Box.
Is this the first scene in the Magic Box? I think it is.
Since before the wedding.
Because we both said Magic Box, so
Yeah.
it must be.
It is.
Must be.
Anya is talking to Helfrich, and she's just super pissed that everyone seems to be fine with Xander. And she doesn't know what to do. Helfrich is like, maybe not go to the people who are his friends?
Yeah, she's like, well, fucking duh, you blonde bitch.
It's like, Xander's a bit of a dumbass. I'm sure plenty of people hate him.
Yeah, you can't get people who love him to curse him. You need someone who doesn't give a titty's ass fig about him. Enter Spike. Spike.
Who I think he does give a titty-ass fig about Xander, just in a negative sense.
It has an absolute value.
Yeah.
Is all. Spike. Yeah, he may be bad at loving Buffy, but I can't wait for him to curse Xander's penis. I was
Right.
very excited for that.
Yeah.
But Spike wants something, maybe a numbing spell, perhaps, because he wants to consciously cope incorrectly because he's evil.
Yes.
Good for him.
Yes.
Anya has a little aside with Helfrich. Anya's like, maybe I could have somebody wish to change Spike's sex so then she could make a wish against Xander. But Helfrich's like, you know what? Even men need some vengeance every now and again, which I feel like...
This confirms with us that, like, the vengeance demons can wish or can grant any wishes of vengeance from anybody.
Yeah.
And it's just
It has to be...
Anya's hang up that it has to be women.
Yeah, it has to be a wish of vengeance. I feel like it's kind of retconning that, though, because we definitely got the idea that it could only be women and only in the case of, like, domestic abuse.
Right.
But it was never explicitly explained. So I guess it's not really retconning so much as it's just fleshing this shit out. So yeah, Helfrich leaves Anya to it, and Spike restates his desire for something to ease the ache a bit.
Quote of the day here.
Okay.
She says, actually, Giles left a couple of supplies here that I think just might help. Eases the hurt, makes the sun shine a little bit brighter, even makes boring people seem more interesting. Ah, here. Slaps down a bottle of Evan Williams bourbon. But what I particularly liked is the label is an Evan Williams label.
Yeah.
But they colored in the E with black paint or Sharpie. So it's Van Williams bourbon.
Oh.
But it is unquestionably an Evan Williams label. I double checked it.
Oh, 100%.
And the Van, the V is not capitalized. So they literally just colored in the E and blacked it out so that they could have the label show.
Either way, Evan Williams is fucking, it's like brown paint thinner. So it's a good thing.
It's good cooking bourbon.
Okay.
It's good for cooking. But my biggest problem is like, no, Giles has better fucking taste than that.
Oh, God, he absolutely does.
And if Giles is going to drink something like that, he's going to drink a good Irish whiskey or a good Scottish Scotch.
Scotch, yeah.
Like, for fuck's sake.
Absolutely.
Not fucking Evan Williams bourbon.
But anyway, this is a brilliant plan on Anya's part. She can get Spike to say anything if he's fucking wasted.
Yeah.
So we cut to Buffy's kitchen.
Where Willow is hacking into the camera and says something here that sent me down a fucking rabbit hole.
Okay.
Specifically, she says that she needs to tap into the fiber optic network. And so I'm like, wait a second.
Did fiber exist, or was it consumer available?
This episode released April 2002.
Okay.
Santa Monica, which is where this is filmed, got its first fiber optic network the summer of 2002, a few months after this episode aired. But here's the part about it that I am bothered by, Josh.
Okay.
Santa Monica, California got fiber optic cable or fiber optic internet in 2002. Our fucking town got fiber optic internet in 2021.
Yeah.
20 fucking years later? It took 20 years for fiber optic cable to make it to the Midwest.
To be fair, the rent was affordable until then as well.
Yeah, that's valid. I'm just pissed because, like, I now currently have fiber optic internet, and it's fucking amazing.
Okay, so we've picked apart the fiber optic portion of her technobabble here. She's tapping the fiber network and using the feedback relay. What the fuck do you think she means by a feedback relay?
No idea. It is, by all accounts, I can guess it is nonsensical.
Unless it's like a hub or a repeater of some sort. I'm like, nope, that's bullshit. She might as well be saying, I'm going to be using the feedback relay to reroute the power couplings to the aft nacelle.
Yeah.
Fuck right off, please. So Xander drops the obvious that if it's not Spike, then they know who it is. I'm like, yeah, we've all known all along, goddammit. You just wasted the last 5 minutes of our lives. And then by proxy, Beer with Buffy has just wasted the last half hour of your lives.
Exactly.
Because that's kind of the time ratio.
Yes.
Here.
That's accurate.
You're welcome. So squeezing every drop out of it as we can. And so Buffy's foaming at the mouth to get her hands on those nerds. I don't know how the fuck she did not think to go back to the demon house from last episode. We were like, oh, it's so obvious. And then apparently not.
Apparently not.
Right. Can't see why we're something other than that, aren't they? I got quite a few demons after me these days. It's blood! It's what I do!
Cut to those nerds.
Yes, those nerds, where Jonathan uses the disc, a la Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Very much so.
To set a map on fire. It's very efficient.
It does kind of reveal a location first, though.
Yes, hopefully they got a good look at the location before the map was set on fire.
Yeah, if they were smart and thought ahead, maybe they were recording it.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Maybe not. Who knows? So cut back to the magic box where Spike is half in the bag already. That didn't take long.
Nope.
Anya seems to be keeping up and working on getting him to say the magic words. And
she's a demon now, so I'm sure that helps some.
Yeah.
She's not human.
Yeah. Yeah. But Spike is super amenable to the idea, but he's not making any wishes about it yet. But he says, I'd take Sandra on myself, but, you know, this bloody chip.
Yeah.
Or whatever he says. My little handicap is how he explains it. Back to the nerds. They put out the fire with Jonathan's blanket, and he whines about it because it's my blanket. And Warren's like, yeah, shut up. It's your fire, too.
Which, you know what? That's valid.
Yeah, I actually, one of the few moments where I kind of agree with Warren.
Yes. It's your fire. We use your blanket.
Your blanket. Tit for tat. Eye for an eye.
Maybe don't set the basement on fire.
So, I mean, Jonathan did warn them. Anyway, back to...
Also, though, he ran off when the fire started. Granted, he was going to, like, get something to put the fire out, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But, like, if he knew that there was potential for fire, they should have planned for that and had a fucking fire extinguisher handy.
Those assholes. Those assholes.
You always have a fire extinguisher handy when doing things like
always.
this.
I have one right here. It's bulky, but I consider it carry-on. Back to the kitchen. Willow's got something.
Yeah, there are other cameras. There's the Double Meat Palace, bronze.
Not there yet.
What?
There's
How are
literally
we not there
there's
yet?
literally a quick shot in the kitchen where Willow just says, "I've got something," and then back to the magic box.
God damn it!
Sorry. So the conversation starts to get a little deeper than expected here at the Magic Box. They get to actually bearing their souls a little bit about how they fell for their respective lovers more than they thought they would.
Can I mention that I'm impressed that at this point, Spike still has not mentioned who he's talking about?
Yeah. Anya doesn't even know that he's talking about Buffy.
With all his threats, even while wasted, he still has not outed her.
Even though he keeps threatening her to. Yeah.
Like, for all my issues with the writing of Spike and how they're doing that with the character and everything, I will say that, like, I find that very interesting.
Yeah, he may be chaotic, but he's not dumb.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He knows what he's doing with his chaos. It's very ordered chaos. That's a thing, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
So they're talking about how they originally just wanted to use him and lose him, but then they started giving a shit. One of my quotes of the day here, Anya says, "Next thing you know, I'm changing to please him. I care if he cares, and I'm off my guard, and I'm happy and in the shower and doing my sexy dance." And Spike's like, I have no dance.
Which, I don't know about you, but the delivery of that line tells me bullshit.
Oh, he absolutely has
a sexy dance.
Absolutely 100%.
He also looks like the type.
Sure. There's nothing to be ashamed of. What's wrong, bro? Yeah, it's good for you. Yeah. So, back to the kitchen where Willow finds more cameras.
Yes.
Not quite there yet. Back to the Magic Box. Where they're like, fuck him. I did everything for them. Spike says he respects Anya for being honest, and she's the only one of the lot that he wouldn't bite if he had the chance. Anya's like, oh, Xander didn't think so. He thought I was rude. Spike's like, well, that's because he's one of them. Uptight, repressed. I love the finger motion that he does with that.
Yeah.
It's like a finger up the butt. And he's like, we should have been dead hundreds of years ago, but we're the only ones really alive. And they just stare into each other's eyes like they also have their fingers up each other's butts.
Yes.
She's so into this. And I'm like, oh my God. Are they going to do a drunken hookup? Oh, hell no. These two are about ready to eat each other's shit. This is just a big shit-eating episode. Everyone's eating everybody's shit. Buffy and Dawn, Tara and Willow, Spike and Anya, but not Xander and Anya, not Buffy and Spike. It's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. So, cut back to the kitchen where
finally Willow reveals that there's other cameras, the Double Meat Palace, the Bronze campus where Willow's classes are, and Xander's work site.
Yeah.
Which I think is a little weird choice because construction sites fucking move.
Yeah. And also they're large and he'd be all over the place.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem particularly useful.
And there's more, and she's typing away.
Yep.
And we know what she's going to find.
Oh, we know, because back at the Magic Box, these two are finishing up their acrid bottle of trash whiskey, and Anya thanks him as he tries to give her the last shot of whiskey, but she's not talking about the whiskey.
No.
She's grateful for his understanding, and it's so nice to be with somebody who understands, and Spike even finishes her sentence, intimately. And Anya admits that she's been acting angrily, but really, she's questioning herself. What did she do? She's losing sleep over it. What if he's just pretending to like her? And what if he never wanted me the way that I wanted him? And Spike starts brushing her hair away gently and holding her face and being all fucking sensitive. And he's like, oh, you'd have to be stupid not to be into you. Specifically, he's like, he'd have to be more than he is. He'd have to be deaf, dumb, and blind not to want a woman like you. I'm like, damn, Spike. Is that just a line? Or what?
I am 100% positive that it's just a line.
Because, it's good, though. Like, I even kind of believed him. Anya's like, why? They're weak. They'll miss the water now that the well's gone dry. And, oh, my God. And he's just, like, full on fingering her face. And she's like, too hot to handle. Just one question. Can I see your sexy dance? I'll show you mine. So he does have a sexy dance. Confirmed in the text. She's like, oh, what are we doing? I'm like, he's fingering your face. That's what's happening here, Anya. And you're loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm fingering your face. You like that? You finger freak? God. But no, Spike's like, he knows how to get it wet because he's like, what we did? She says, what are we doing? He's like, moving on. And they respectfully gobble each other's faces like the disgusting jive turkeys they are. And this is truly an anti-drinking PSA to rival Beer Bad.
Right.
Specifically due to the Evan Williams. Like, don't do it. Do you want acid reflux? Because that's how you get acid reflux. I'm speaking from experience. Okay.
Oh, man.
Back to the kitchen.
Yeah, where Willow has hacked into the feed and pulls up the video of the magic box at what some might say the wrong time, but really is the right time.
The best time. The best possible time.
And so she sees what's happening in the magic box.
Yeah. And we cut back to the hot box.
Yeah.
Where Anya's like, I'm only doing this because I'm lonely and drunk and you smell really good. Spike takes his face out of her mouth for a moment to be like, see, forthright. He just needed to prove his point from a moment ago, and now they can get back to the face banging.
Yeah.
And the finger fucking. And now we're in the trio's basement where there's a red alarm going off.
Yes.
Oh no, they've tapped into our feed. Something's wrong. Red alert. Back to the magic box. Hot and heavy shit's going on. He takes her shirt off, wipes all the shit off of the table, which I really want to do that someday. Just arm flail, bottles and papers flying everywhere.
The energy of that, wanting to just wipe a table clear, to like put down a map or something.
Dirty dishes.
It's the same energy as I want to kick in a door.
Absolutely. 100%.
I don't want anything to do with the reasoning behind having to kick in a door, but I want to kick in a door, and I want to have some reason to have something in my hand to wipe clear a table and put it down. Like,
absolutely. I mean, it doesn't seem particularly comfortable to have sex on a table.
No,
but
I can't imagine.
I can imagine being in the moment enough to go for it anyway.
Right.
And that's where they're at. That's where this scene is. Back to the trio. They freak out and start shutting down all the camera feeds
until they see what's on the feed.
Until they see Spike and Anya, and everyone comes to a dead stop. And Andrew tells us he's gay without telling us he's gay.
Yes.
Well, Jonathan's like, is that Spike? Andrew, he's so cool. I mean, the girl's hot too.
Yeah.
Come on, Andrew. It's 2025.
Be open and honest.
You know what? You be you.
I mean, it's 2020, or it's not even 2020 something. It's 2002 for them. And
still,
considering the shit that's happening right now,
pretty close.
I think closet time's fine.
Yeah.
Don't. Andrew, you're fine. Take your time.
Take your time.
Take your time. Be comfortable with it.
Absolutely.
Be comfortable with yourself.
Mm-hmm. But also, this is a safe space.
Yes.
Actually, Jonathan and Warren are not in any way a safe space.
Get out of that basement, away from those fuckers.
Run.
That's not a safe space.
Well, how many times did we just flip our opinions back and forth? I think that was the most indecisive moment that we've ever had. But it
hopefully
felt
entertaining.
It felt concise.
Yes.
That's what was important. We know what we're talking about, guys. Back to the kitchen.
Yeah. So Willow ends up stepping back from the camera because she's shocked at what she sees. Of course, this makes Buffy and Xander walk around the table, and they also see what is on the screen.
And she's like, wait, Xander, no. No, Xander, don't. Oh, he's here and he's looking. I can't possibly stop him. And then Dawn comes in the front door. And Willow...
Oh, what's y'all watching?
Willow basically tackles Dawn to be like, don't look with your virgin eyes. You can't. Oh, God, she's ruined now. She's ruined for all the other cats. She'll never know an innocent life.
The important and best part here is Willow sees Buffy's face. And before anybody, all it takes is one look at Buffy's face and she sees her expression. And Willow knows her so well.
Yeah.
She knows every bit of it from that one look.
Yeah, that's good acting. That's good writing.
Yes.
They're best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's chemistry.
And then Willow is like, Buffy? And that draws everyone's attention to Buffy, where then Dawn puts the fucking pieces together. Talk about doing painfully basic math finally.
Yeah.
Like, we all know that Buffy is a terrible liar. There's no reason she should have been able to go this long covering this up.
Sure. I'm surprised they didn't make the joke of, oh my God, Spike's attacking Anya.
Right? That seems like it would have been more likely.
Yeah. This show is cartoony enough sometimes, but I think that's what they wanted to avoid.
Right.
They didn't want to ruin the gravity of this situation.
Yeah. But Buffy goes out the back door, and Dawn goes to follow her, and then Xander walks off, and Willow goes to follow him, and then realizes that he took an axe.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder where Xander's going.
Right. Yeah. I think it's funny that she sees the chest left wide open and apparently has memorized the inventory of this chest, and so that she knows that the only thing missing is the axe, which is the dumbest possible weapon he could use to go kill Spike.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
he could be
maybe not the dumbest, but I feel like it's up there.
Okay. I would imagine he doesn't actually want to kill Spike. He just wants to cut on him a lot.
Okay.
And chop bits off.
Well, I mean, he does produce a steak later in the fight.
Well, maybe he grabbed the axe and a steak.
Yeah, but the beheading, I didn't think of that. So actually, it's not necessarily the dumbest.
I mean, it also, though, takes a lot of power, even with a good axe, to behead someone.
Right. Not vampires, though. Especially not vampires in this universe.
Well, yeah. But also, like, he's angry. He's not thinking.
Yeah, you sneeze on him too hard. And, whoa, don't lose your head, buddy.
Yeah, and why is Buffy so worried about Dawn going hunting with her?
Oh, right. Yeah, she'll be fine.
Once upon a time, there was a kitty. She was very little, and she was all alone, and nobody wanted her.
Did the kitty get chosen by some nice people?
Well, now you ruined the ending.
Buffy and Dawn in the backyard, and it's kind of a heart-to-heart, and Dawn is handling it super well, like actually being respectful.
Oh, yeah.
And Buffy admits that she didn't tell Dawn because she didn't want to admit it to herself. Mm-hmm. Dawn just accepts this out of hand. She's like, I wish you would have told me, but like outside of that, it's fine. Turns out that Buffy's instinct of they're fine that I tried to kill them, they'll be fine about this, is accurate.
Yeah. But it still makes sense that she would have had trouble telling them anyway.
And I mean, Dawn has no stones to throw in that, because she's like, well, I wasn't going to tell you about the stealing either.
Yeah.
We all have secrets.
Her first kiss was a vampire, so
yeah,
don't throw stones in a glass house. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Anyway, back at the magic box.
Anya and Spike have finished their dirty deed, and they get dressed, and Spike just fucks off.
Yeah. He's about to leave without...
No small talk, nothing, just, okay, bye.
Yeah, nothing but shame dripping off of both of these guys right now. And he almost leaves without a word at all, and then thinks a little better of it, and he turns to give her a gentlemanly nod.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, Spike. It almost would have been better if you'd left without a word.
Yeah.
Instead of an awkward nod.
It would have been more honest.
Yeah. So it was very much, we shouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
Let's never do this again. Ugh.
Whoops.
Oopsie. He steps out the door, and Xander immediately goes all Jack Nicholson from The Shining on him. And he throws him around a bit, swings the axe, misses him, gut punches him, knees him, gets him up against a wall. Spike is just taking it, refuses to fight him, claiming it's because of the chip.
It is so obviously not the chip.
So obviously, yes.
Because there have been so many times where he has slugged Xander and took the pain for it.
Absolutely. I want to say it was just earlier this episode. If not, it was last episode where he specifically says, oh, I'll fucking work through the pain.
Yeah, I will beat you through the pain.
Happily, yes. So, and I think that was very much
that was
on
last
purpose.
episode when they're talking in the graveyard.
That's what it was. So why do you think he's not fighting? My initial reaction was, I think it's because he knows he deserves it.
Honestly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think as much as he is a soulless vampire, he can at least recognize he should feel shame about the situation.
That if the tables were turned, he'd be just as pissed.
And I think he recognizes that there's no logic to what Xander is doing right now, and he does kind of deserve it.
Yeah. I think alternatively, because we know how much he loathes Xander, maybe he doesn't really feel that much guilt about it, at least not not because he gives a shit about Xander,
right.
But maybe it's just because he doesn't want to give Xander the satisfaction of a real one-on-one fight.
No.
He's just doing a limp fish.
No, I know exactly what it is. It is the one thing that always has some level of power over Spike, and that is women.
Okay.
And he knows for a fact that Anya still loves Xander.
Yeah.
I guarantee you the entire reasoning behind him not killing Xander or fighting back against Xander is because Anya would not want him to.
Yeah, you're right. And to be fair, she doesn't want Xander to kill Spike either.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Because he raises a stake and he's about to do it. And Anya runs out and she's like, stop, don't fucking do that. And all that Anya has to say for herself after Xander's like, well, what the fuck is this all about? We all just saw everything that happened. And she's like, I just felt bad and he was just there. Xander's like, oh, well, that's fucking great. And Buffy gives Spike some shit. She's like, didn't take long, did it? And I'm like, really, Buffy? Fuck you. You literally just told him to move on. You know what? This isn't about you and Spike. This is about Xander and Anya. Maybe Buffy needs to move on.
No, yes.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, yes.
But back to Xander and Anya. Anya continues to be the one in the wrong here, in my opinion. And Xander and Anya argue and throw blame back and forth. And Xander's like, you wanted to make me feel something? I feel sick looking at you because you had sex with that. Spike's like, good enough for Buffy. And everyone loses their goddamn minds with their heteronormative, toxic monogamy, puritanical nonsense bullshit. Because I'm like, who gives a shit about this entire thing, guys? Who gives a shit? Y'all should just all be fucking all the time anyway.
Yeah.
Look how hot all of you are.
Why is the Scooby Gang not a big poly fucking orgy?
No pants allowed in the magic box.
Well, no. Dawn is underage.
Except when Dawn's there.
Yeah.
That's problematic.
Keep it respectful.
Sure.
At that point.
They have separate rooms. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's a loft.
You got to hang a big curtain. Here, Dawn, you're in the magic box. Here's some noise canceling headphones.
Exactly.
Oh, we're going to hell.
Oh, yeah, long since. It's fine. Xander storms off. He's like, I don't want to know anything about this. I can't. No. He's almost more upset knowing that Buffy fucked Spike than knowing that Anya fucked Spike.
I think my headcanon, my theory here is that he is disgusted with them sleeping with Spike because he's disgusted that he wants to sleep with Spike.
Because he hasn't slept with Spike yet.
Yes.
When does Xander get him some? What about Xander?
But, like, that's legitimately how the character's being portrayed, though. Like,
because
it really is.
Canonically. And when Xander was like, are you sleeping with Spike? She was like, no. And he's like, we'd understand if you were.
Right? Well, now I'm worried about you wanting to sleep with Spike.
Exactly. It's like, since when is he upset about this? He should have been totally fine with hearing that, but he was upset about Anya, and that kind of makes sense. Anyway, so Xander storms off, and then Buffy storms off, and Spike almost makes a wish, but Anya stops him.
That moment, though, like, that is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is the perfect moment for the episode, I think, when someone finally is about to make a fucking wish and she tells him, just don't.
Yeah, the thing that she's thought she wanted all episode, she's like, actually, that's a bad idea. Great. You're growing. Love it.
Yay.
Love it.
About time someone is, for fuck's sake.
I know, right? So, yeah, Anya goes back into the magic box and has herself another sad.
Yes.
She's very good at having sads.
I don't think it's so much another sad. It's just, doubling down on the previous one.
Continues current aforementioned sad.
Yes.
And then we cut to Willow's room.
It was a big sad with a sexy interlude.
Yes. And resume sad.
Yes.
Okay. So then we cut to Willow's room with one of the most memorable scenes in this entire series.
Yes. Yes.
Where Tara steps in and just starts talking. Like, Willow didn't even know she was there. Willow's just sitting on her bed. Tara apparates in the doorway. Not really, not magically, but she shows up out of nowhere and she's like...
She's nice enough not to use magic in front of Willow as much as she can.
That'd be mean if she did. She's like, things fall apart. They fall apart so hard. Willow's like, Tara? Tara says, you can't ever put them back the way they were. Willow's like, are you okay? I'm sorry. It's just, it takes time. You can't just have coffee and expect. Willow's like, I know. Tara's like, there's just so much to work through. Trust has to be built again on both sides. You have to learn if we're the same people we were. If you can even fit in each other's lives, it's a long, important process. Can't we just skip it? Can't you just be kissing me now? Willow's face lights up and she runs to her and commences a face gobbling of epic proportions.
Turns out that Willow's answer to Tara asking, can you just be kissing me now, is, you goddamn fucking right I can!
Was it a yes?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
I think it's a big yes.
I need explicit words. I think I'm autistic, Rex. I'm not sure if Willow was okay with this or not.
Oh, man.
Gerarg.
Is this for me? I must be ready. I need my strength. Give me more! Night, I shall walk the earth. Hold on. You've got something here.
But yeah, I've been there. I've had a moment like that. It wasn't nearly as healthy of a relationship, so it didn't go well afterwards. But that moment where you're like, oh my God, can we just be back together and not worry about this until later? And they captured it so fucking beautifully. Yeah.
Well, I think there's something to be said for the fact that, so the scenes that we've gotten with Willow and Tara after Willow's gotten clean have all been really well done, first off, really well acted, second off, but more importantly, it's shown us that their relationship is still very strong.
Yeah.
Despite that road bump.
Absolutely. Tara just needed to set some boundaries and Willow needed to learn to respect them. And it worked.
Yeah.
Go figure. Because the love was there.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's how life works. We know everything.
Yeah.
Fuck a doodle do.
Fuckadoodle. How'd you feel about this episode?
Well, I loved it, obviously. I think, if nothing else, Tara and Willow getting back together is epic.
Yes.
Beyond epic. And it got a little bit soap opera-y.
Yes.
With the way that they're like, okay, everyone's just going to sleep with everyone this episode. Buffy and Xander are going to be pissed that both of their scorned lovers are hooking up together. And I'm like, okay, it's a little bit cliche.
Yeah.
But also cool. You know, soap operas had a good thing going for a reason.
Yeah. That's where Sarah Michelle Gellar got her start.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Good for her. I feel like somebody's mentioned that before at some point.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I liked the episode, but I particularly liked how it's all fucking out in the open now, finally.
Yeah.
There's zero secrets between the entire fucking group of Scoobies. For fuck's sake, finally.
For a
minus one secret, and that is that Anya's a vengeance demon now.
Oh, yeah. So even this moment, not really, not 100%.
But she also kind of really hasn't truly had the opportunity to come clean on that.
Yeah, and also it doesn't seem like she's actually done any wishes yet.
Right.
Or spells.
But this entire fucking season has been a lot of people failing to tell their respective friends and partners anything.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot more of not telling people things than usual.
Yeah, which apparently is just a good formula for good TV, for making some drama. But it's overused in this series.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing is, I would argue that it is an easy formula.
Yeah,
it is not a good formula.
It's a little bit hacky
because one of the things that usually I think feels good about good writing is when you get the relationship of the characters and they are honest and they are forthright, but you still can put together a good story out of that.
Yeah,
because then that's real to me. The fact that these people have been friends for 6 years and they still are not telling each other things.
Yeah.
Like, considering everything that has happened between Buffy, Willow, and Xander over the years, like really, Xander can still be pissy about Buffy sleeping with Spike.
Yeah, I think they're still struggling with everybody on the writers' team. I bet none of them have. Well, okay, I can't say no. Nobody has had. They're pioneers of serialized television.
Yeah.
So everybody to an extent still has episodic mindsets, and things reset, and so they go back to this tool that they've had in their bag for a long time. This device, the storytelling device, where they're keeping secrets. And I think collectively writers are getting over that, because I'm thinking about immediately the show that I'm currently watching is School Spirits. It's a Paramount original. And I've kind of been binging it the last couple of days. I'm halfway through, more than 3/4 of the way through season 2, and I'm pressed to think of a single moment where a single character, and it's a bunch of high school friends,
right,
and a couple of teachers. Anytime there's a secret held, it's because it turns out they had a good motivation for it, not just because they were scared they wouldn't like them.
Right.
And it deepens the plot rather than cheapens it.
Exactly. Like I'm just glad that's dealt with to this extent.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we can move forward with that.
Yeah.
The other thing about this episode that I actually liked is the trio were not fucking annoying.
Yeah, for a change.
Like, there was no like hyper cringe bullshit from them. Like, there was a moment where they're like, is this porn? But like that fit.
But that was appropriate for the moment.
That was appropriate. That fit. And they like, I did find it humorous that Jonathan was like trying to undo the hack. The moment they're like, oh, there's people fucking on screen, he stopped and they just watched. And like, that to me felt authentic.
absolutely. I'd have done the same thing.
Right. Like, I would have been like, I can't look away from this.
100%. Yeah. No, I think everyone's reactions were pretty authentic. My only complaint of everyone's reactions were, I think Willow should have and would have tried a little harder to steer Xander away from looking at the screen.
Yeah. It does track to me that, like, she was very surprised by the situation.
Yeah.
Because she didn't expect to... No one would think, oh, I'm going to hack into this video feed of the magic box and watch fucking.
And even after everyone had left the room, she's still trying to be like, well, we don't know what we're seeing.
Maybe he's attacking her.
Yeah. I think she was trying to imply that it could have been a recording or a fake video of some kind. But
I think she's just mad that she didn't see the feed and be like, oh, nope, that's bad. Click.
Well, she's grasping at straws and trying to protect her friends. But anyway, it went down the way it did, and I'm fine with it for the most part.
Overall, I felt this episode was actually very entertaining.
Yeah.
Watching Anya go off about trying to get everyone to wish Xander.
Oh, yeah. That was a great montage.
And everything.
Hilarious montage. And even I'm kind of sad that Spike and Anya decided that this was a mistake immediately, because I thought they actually had really good reasons for respecting and liking each other and having a connection in this moment. It's too bad they were drunk at the time.
Right. And that is the kind of thing where it's like, you could see the writers going with that character matchup.
Yeah. I think it's too good of a matchup, though.
Right.
There's not enough conflict.
No, I agree.
They'd be a fantastic evil duo. That's where they should have gone with this. The next season Big Bad should, or actually the rest of this season Big Bad, alternatively from being Dark Willow, could have been Spike and Anya going on a fucking evil murder bender, a vengeance bender. Maybe we get rid of Spike's chip and he goes evil again. That would have been so fun.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
With Anya. Anya just replaces Drew. That'd be great.
No.
Because she actually has the capacity to be evil, unlike Harmony, who was just dumb.
Anya couldn't replace Drew. She's not crazy enough.
Well, replace Drew insofar as she's fucking Spike and they're evil, an evil pair. It'd be a completely different dynamic, of course.
That would be that's an interesting fan fiction.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
Write that comic book right now, goddammit, Rex. Do it.
No.
Fine.
How about a quote of the day? Do you have a quote of the day?
Probably.
I'm gonna go easy pickings.
All right, you go first then.
I'm just going with the last scene with Tara.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
It's too perfect.
Yeah.
And particularly the moment, because the whole thing build up is her essentially saying how what is about to happen can't happen. And like, she's laying it out like, look, I know that you're really still into me and I'm obviously still into you and there's good chemistry here. And like, but we really need to take our time and work through things. And like, she's laying all this out and then she's like, can we just say fuck that and get to banging?
Yeah, it really satisfies that inner itch of immediate gratification.
Right.
But in a wholesome way.
And everybody, I'm sure, who's been in a long-term relationship has had that moment where you're fighting and you've realized that what you're fighting about is stupid. Mm-hmm. And you shouldn't be fighting. And you don't want to be fighting anymore. But the argument isn't done. And you have that thought of like, can we just say fuck it?
Yeah.
And just make up because like this is dumb and fuck it.
Yeah.
And so that moment just, it hit me pretty heavy.
I know, right?
I teared up in everything.
Oh, absolutely.
It was so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no runner up to it. That's just the best fucking line in the entire episode.
Seriously. Rex, can't you just be kissing me now?
No. I don't like you like that, Josh.
I'm going to forcefully do it now. This is me making out with Rex.
No.
You're welcome. Rex liked it. He said so.
That is not accurate at all.
He told me during, if you slow it down and play it backwards.
Jesus Christ. All right, what's your fucking quote of the day?
All right. Okay. Gotta give it to Spike when Anya's saying, if I care if he cares, and I'm off my guard, and I'm happy in the shower and doing my sexy dance. Exactly. I have no dance.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Yep, that's it. That's it for me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Beer with Buffy. Don't bother following us on Twitter ever again. You should follow us on Blue Sky. I actually logged into it, and it's basically just Twitter.
No, it's Twitter from 2015.
Yeah.
When it was good.
I love that I'm already familiar with this platform.
Yes.
This is fantastic. So, you can like us on Facebook for now. We might still get rid of that, depending on how bad the fascism gets in this country. You can review us on iTunes. That's one of the best ways you can support us. And if we get to 100 reviews, we're currently at 76, you will be in the running for a free hoodie as long as you give us a written review.
Yes.
Not just stars. If you would like to buy a hoodie, you can head on over to www.beerwithbuffy.com/shop or something like that. We have other things also like stickers and mugs. If you'd like to support us by just giving us your money because you're just that nice and you love us that much, go to patreon.com/beerwithbuffy. And then we will call you a doodle-doo and make lewd jokes.
Yes.
About sexy times with chickens. So if you're a freak and you're into that kind of thing, give us money.
Yeah.
For it. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, I have no idea what you could possibly be concerned about. We have an email address, beerwithbuffy@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail at 269-743-0783. You can even text that number. It's crazy. This has been Beer with Buffy. I'm Josh.
I'm Rex. Have a good night. Fucking knew you were going to do that.
Keanu Speed, Rex.
I'll be with you.
Whoa. I make allowances for your years, but I expect a certain amount of responsibility, and instead of which you enslave yourself to this cult.
You don't like the color?
You have a sacred birthright. You were chosen to destroy vampires, not to wave pom-poms at people.
Why can't you people just leave me alone?
You are the Slayer.
Go ahead. Prepare me.
I'm a watcher. I haven't the skill.
Oh, come on.
By appealing to your common sense. Nipples, incubi, succubi, everything you've ever dreaded was under your bed, but told yourself couldn't be by the light of day.
One gal in all the world.
Common sense.
One gal in all the
Common
world.
sense. It was a bit, British, wasn't it?
Whee! Wait, what have we done? Why are we watching this?